Hey everybody, Ira Miller here with Homes Around the Village's YouTube channel, and it is Monday night. So it's Monday Night Live here at Homes Around the Villages. So I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Let's see, upload progress. We're trying something new today. I don't see anybody's chats coming up.
None yet, but you are now live.
Huh?
None right now, but you're now live.
There's got to be chats, Christian. There are chats every single.
I just up Jace. Howdy. Did it pop up?
Nope.
Oh, there you go. It's just delayed. Okay.
Wow. All right. So, man, right out of the chute, my rock star friend, Jace Gallagher, who was busy all weekend, right? So, you're going to have to send me some pictures or videos or something, Jace, so we can kind of show everybody what Jace Gallagher and Jay Paris is all about. So, all right. So like I started out saying, don't know how many people are on, but
5 right now.
Oh,
So it's just starting.
all right. So we have our special guest that has shown up on our live stream. So let's just wait a little bit till we get a few more people online, because I turn over this way and look this way because that shows me how many people are on our live stream right now.
Now up to 12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's that 5, 3, and 2?
Because these are delayed. So right here, concurrent viewers, 12, 3 likes.
All right. So anyways, just want to give another big shout out to Jason. Hopefully you had a really good show. I guess it was Friday and Saturday night. So that is a busy man. All right. So we just so we have a special guest this evening, and I'm just going to wait a few minutes to put her on so we can just talk about some current events. So first and foremost, I guess, we're just going to talk about current events, and that's, I guess, basically the hurricane. And you would have thought that with all the destruction that there is up north, that Florida would have got hit a lot harder. Oh, before I forget, Christian, I forgot to ask you today. I want to set up a GoFundMe page for one of my friends. I think what I'm going to do is probably crash the whole thing, but we're gonna
Hit 2.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
Where's my Facebook page? Is that on here?
You might just open a new tab.
New tab is open.
Yeah, just search Facebook.
Facebook, right here.
That should be that top one, yes, sir.
Okay. Log in. Hopefully it logs in. I tell you what, I have. See, I knew it. You entered an old So Facebook is my nemesis. I have to tell you. I don't think that's going to do it either, but okie dokie. Can I go,
Hit that update just so it saves for you.
so can I,
So I would say put it on 2, and then you can drag that screen over.
I want to be the mini-me.
Oh, okay. Let me see the mouse.
Hold up for a second.
Okay.
Let me just look, view something right here. All right. What? Okay, over here?
Yep.
Oh,
Switcher.
yeah?
Yep.
Wow. Things are a little bit different.
All right, so now you're small. So now if you do 2, I can drag the mouse over.
You can't answer that. So we're what? Can you?
Answer it.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. It's not that I wasn't prepared for all this. This just kind of came to my mind. And so I was really wanting to, okay, there we go. Let's see, create a story. I'm not looking for a story. Account. I am Realty, homes around the villages. So we're going to just go to me. Okay, so I think we've got it here. Let's see. So I'm going to kind of, let's see if I can find who I'm talking about here real quick. It looks to me like I'm on my business page and not my personal page. Let's see. So anyways, darn. I'm pretty sure I'm on the wrong page. So let me go back to this one. No, this is my, there's Jamie in her graduation, my good friends, Matthew and Rachel. Love them. Rachel's actually my masseuse, and she's awesome. Let's see, there's Blakely. Hi, Blake. Joanna? I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Maybe home. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I believe, because this is just really important to me. So there's some of the restoration going on. That's in Alachua County. That's up there in Gainesville. I think I might have to go ahead and, like I said, this is really my nemesis. Here we are. Okay, so this guy here, Tom Burke. Yesterday was his birthday. No way. This guy, Tom Burke, is a childhood friend of mine. We used to go surfing all the time together, hung out, real good buddies. He is part of my sphere of influence, we like to say, and one of my just dear good friends. And he lost everything. This guy. I'm going to go to his page, actually, I think right now. He lost his better half. They went to a hotel because he lives in Horseshoe Beach. And if any of you have seen a lot of the newscasts, a lot of it's coming right from Horseshoe Beach. And so his Horseshoe Beach is gone. His longtime girlfriend is gone. This is his house. Just totally devastated. It is gone. So I'm going to ask Christian to set up a GoFundMe page for this guy, because this is what he looked like when we used to hang out together, right? So he's a really cool guy. Like I said, we always hung around together. And this was when he was in Nags Head, North Carolina, the Outer Banks, where we used to go surfing. So anyways, Tom Burke, that's the guy. And if any of you are out there and you feel like contributing to somebody in this storm, this guy definitely needs the help, without a doubt. So hopefully I can get Christian to go ahead and get us started a GoFundMe page. And anyways, so that's been really kind of tugging at my heart with him. All right, let's see here. So Christian, where am I? Oh, media?
For the photos?
Camera?
What are we looking for?
Switcher?
So you're already back to big size, so you want to just hit Chrome and then that one.
There was nothing up there.
So there you go.
Okay.
So now we can.
Cool.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go ahead and get started here. All right. So, Mariem.
Hi.
You been over there?
Say it one more time. You broke up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
She can't hear me.
I can.
Oh, you can hear me?
I can. Yeah.
I can't hear you. How do I hear her?
Here, let me give you.
Hold on.
No worries.
This is the first time we've ever done this, so please,
No worries.
kind of. Oh, I got to do this.
I think so.
I can be an official Joe Rogan dude, right?
Nice.
Can I? All right, I hear you now. All right, you there?
I am here. Ready for you.
Cool.
Post storm ready.
Post-storm ready. So can everybody else hear Mariem? Go ahead and Christian, if you'll kind of throw this in front of the camera real quick for me. And we're going to post this, Mariem, before we're done.
Okay.
So Mariem is our go-to girl for as a loan officer for mortgages. And so I wanted to get her on tonight because we have had a rate drop. So we want to talk a little bit about that. But first, okay, good. Brian says he can hear both of us. And Gary says, all right, good job, Christian. You're the man. All right, that's cool. So Mariem.
Yes.
Long time no see.
I know. We are electronically now seeing each other finally.
You don't love me no more.
I do. I need to go down there, but it's been very busy over here. Usually you guys get the slam of the hurricane and storms, but this time we got it here. Pretty bad.
I hear you. Yeah, because my son Joey, as we know, lives up there. So let's see a lot. I was talking about you last week on how you were helping Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah. And how you pulled off the impossible and a miracle
What we
with
do.
Morgan. And then she ends up pulling out on us, right?
That's right.
That's right. After
That's
all that work,
that's okay. It's part of the deal.
part of the job. I get it's a process, right?
Yep.
That's what I like to say. It's a process. So,
We'll get there.
yep. So I'm gonna, everybody, I'm gonna try to have Miriam on here if she'll allow me every week and kind of do this little question and answer period. So she's not here for me; she's here for all of you out there. So if you have any mortgage questions, I have a couple. So let me just start out with one that's really been on my mind. And I'm probably going to say a dirty word to you, Miriam, but I saw a TV commercial with Quicken Loans.
Okay.
And they said they have a 1% down program. If you call them, all you need is 1% down to get in a home. So what have you heard anything about that? Do you have anything to say about that before, because like I said, it was on a television commercial that I saw it.
Well, I have not heard about that, but just like every lender, create their own programs um, based on the community and based also on things they've done wrong of underserving certain communities. As you know, as lenders, we cannot just choose where we want to do business, right? So some lenders, they have to come up with programs within the lender specific. But also we want to keep in mind that there are down payment assistance programs out there that makes it look like the lender's offering a 1% down payment program, but what it is a combination of a grant or down payment assistance. But like I always say, nothing comes free, not even freedom, right?
That's right. Freedom is not free.
All right. So down the road, you're eventually going to like pay for it, whether it's in cost or rate or some of these DPAs, down payment assistant. What happened is they give you the money up front. Let's say they give you $5,000, and then they charge you $2,000 of their cost. And when you sell the house, you have the full $5,000, regardless when you sell. So I think advice I can give any buyer out there that is doing the research and find this so good sounding product is do your research and read the fine print, because there are going to be programs that you might be eligible for that you might just need a little bit more down payments, more out of pocket funds, but my long term is going to be more beneficial to you.
And if I had to guess, I would say that you would not have a problem looking over any loan documents from some other lender that somebody else might have out there. So maybe you can explain what you see in the fine print, and maybe you can do better.
Absolutely. We always
So,
for that.
yeah, so Miriam is very helpful, and I think this way everybody, you're not out there by yourself. You're not kind of just going along trying to do it on your own, uneducated about mortgages. And Miriam, the reason I love to work with her is because she's so helpful and honest and upfront, and she'll let you know what she says. She'll let you know if she can match it, beat it, or whatever. But I always tell everybody, hey, you want to get at least two estimates on a mortgage and see who's going to come up with the best interest rate, down payment, see if there's origination points involved with all that, right?
Correct. So it's super important to shop for interest rates, closing costs. Also, I encourage in addition to that, because loans, as our CEO says, loans is what we do, but not who we are. So ultimately, if there's a lender that is offering this amazing product and makes sense, and the buyer is going to just make sense financially, short term and long term, we have encouraged buyers to stick with what they have. But what we have encountered, even after giving them the advice and they followed our advice to go with the lender, we have encountered that they come back to us for delivery and communication, especially when you deal with first time home buyers or buyers that they have done it back 15, 20 years ago when things were totally different. And now you're dealing with the stress of moving, selling your home, buying a new one, a lot going on, and then you have a lender that's non-responsive, or that's going to cost you a transaction, which might look sometimes as a great deal up front, might cost you a lot of money at the end, or even losing the transaction altogether. They cannot close you on time. So
Yeah, that's one thing that just drives a realtor up the wall is when the mortgage lender will not communicate with them
right.
to let them know what's going on. So that's why anytime I call Miriam, she might be busy and she'll say, hey, I'm busy, but I'll get back to you in a half hour, 45 minutes or whatever. And she's right there, right back and she's a great partner. So that's why I really encourage anybody who's looking for a mortgage out there. Now, what about, so one thing I kind of been advocating is for buyers to try to get the seller to pay part of the closing costs in the form of paying down the interest rate,
This
paying origination points for the buyer. So what are your thoughts about that?
So there are different ways to do it. We can do it long term or short term. And now we're still seeing actually sellers are willing to negotiate that part of the closing costs, because that will be part of the closing costs to the buyer paid by the seller. So we have been able to see sellers willing to do that. My take is that in a few months, as the interest rates continues to drop, hopefully, and encourage more buyers to, pretty much get off the fence, we're going to see less willingness from the sellers, because they're going to be so many buyers, and why negotiating and taking money out of their pocket when they can sell it somewhere else, right?
Right.
Recently, we have two types of sellers contribution that we're working with uh, currently, that they're closing actually in October, middle of October. One of them is contributing towards the what is called the 2-1 buy down. And what it is their seller, instead paying for long term, which can cost a lot of money. Let's say you buy in 1 point, it could cost you 3 points. So let's say if we are today at 6.125, you want to buy 5.125, it may cost you 2.5, 3 points, depending on the day. But what we found very successful for people to manage their financing is doing a 2-1 buy down. What that means is the seller will contribute towards the mortgage payment from that high rate of 6.125 to a 2% down, which will be 4.125. And that difference on the payments, the seller covers for it for a period of 12 months. And then the same exercise repeats itself on the second year. So if today's rate is 6.125, this and the one which is left, so the 1% less will be 5.125. Then the seller has been willing to cover the difference in the mortgage payments for that year. And then the third year, we hope that the rates will settle. Then you just refinance it, because otherwise your interest rates and your mortgage payments will be based on 6.125. The other way, yep, go ahead.
But if you refinance, you're incurring closing costs.
Correct. So if you refinance the current loan with us, we'll give you some credit if you do the refinance and the purchase with us. However, even with refinance, if you lower your interest rate 2 points, even if you have to pay closing costs, If you're going to remain in the property for a total of 3 years, that will make it worth it. But
Okay.
that's an exercise that we do with every single refinance to make sure that their plan still in place, that they are going to remain in the property. If you're going to refinance this to 2024 and sell in 2025 at the end, then I would never recommend that because you would not
Mhm.
make cost.
Okay. But wouldn't it be better if we just told the seller, look, we'd like you to buy down our buyer's interest rate to the 5.125% right off the bat, and then whatever that cost is, the seller pays for that in origination points, right?
You can do that. However, when you look at the cost overall, so you're capped at 3%. Most programs are capped at 3%. FHA, you can go up to 6% of the sale price with seller contribution, right? So what we encountered that the amount of money you have to pay upfront, it's so much more than what the seller allows to contribute. That's what the issues we've been running into,
Gotcha.
especially with conventional financing. So if let's say, and then you also run to high cost loans, and there's other things that we've been able to maybe lower it like 0.75% of the interest rate, or maybe one, but it's costing that seller, quote unquote, buyer 2 points to lower it, or 2.5 points, and some of them 3 points back when the rate was high, just to lower it 1 point. So if we're talking about a $200,000 sale price and we do an FHA, then we are capped at 6%. So we have no issues with that. But if you're doing a conventional, your typical first time home buyer, 5% down payment, then you cap at 3%. And if they don't have money for closing costs, then the seller's only going to cover the points. So there's no money left to cover an appraisal, the attorney or title company, as in in Florida. So that's what we have seen the 2-1 buy down more helpful for the buyer, because actually adjust the mortgage payment for year 1, 2, and then you later on can always refinance.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the reason I brought it up is because I know there's a lot of people, and the reason the real estate market is as stagnant as it is because there's a lot of people sitting on the fence out there thinking, you know, they're holding off because they're thinking interest rates are probably going to go down and they don't want to buy a home at the higher interest rate. And the reason I know this is because I've seen now where people are putting three, four, $500,000, depending on how much the home is, and only financing like 100 or 150, maybe 200 tops, because they don't want to finance 80%
Right.
or whatever, because they figure, well, they're just going to put the money in the house. And then I guess realistically, they can turn around and do a HELOC.
And the HELOCs are great, in my opinion. I personally love the HELOCs, but they're great for emergency funds. If you have, let's say, major expense, instead of running it through your credit card, you always have the home equity line of credit there, because it's tax deductible, right? Up to $100,000. And I'm not an accountant or tax preparer, so you want to double check with your accountant. But HELOCs are the second best thing to having a savings account, because if you have made a $5,000 expense, you certainly do not want to run it through your credit card, because the interest is not tax deductible, the mortgage, the credit card payment is high. You certainly want to run it through the credit card, through the home equity line of credit, because it's also amortized over 25 years. So you don't have to have $2,000 payments a month, right? Through your credit card, and is not taxable, and the interest rate is 20% versus you can have a 9% interest rate.
Yeah, those credit card interest rates are up there now.
But nobody complains about the credit card interest, but everybody complains about mortgage rate.
You know what? I never thought about that, but you are absolutely correct. And that's because everybody's spending that money and so thankful they at least have that little plastic card.
It's very cute. The card is very cute, especially if you get the metal one.
It's cute, all right. It's cute and expensive.
Yeah, but the home equity line of credit also, like I have rental properties and I have lines of credit on them because if I have like any expense or any opportunity that pops up that I want to buy auction property, and you can go with your card or your check to the courthouse and it's like having cash. And instead of sliding the card and not getting the interest, the $1,000 in closing costs, and you always, as you pay, funds become available, and it's a really a good financial planning. Seems to be the emergency of the homeowner, right? Insurance companies dropping their coverage just because of the shingle, and then they drop you, and then you have to change the roof, $15,000. So I think home equity lines of credit are really it's great to add to your financial planning. I'm not advocating debt, but this is a good debt, and there's a good debt.
Yeah, well, it kind of justifies putting all that money down up front and not borrowing as much as I see them doing. What do you foresee interest rates doing in the future?
Well, if I had a crystal ball, then for sure I would say, the rate will drop based on all what's going on right now with the elections and the inflation. There's a lot going on in the market that I have not seen it in this business. The rate seems to be dropped. I think they're going to be forced drop the rates for many reasons. Now, a lot of people have thought that this late Fed meeting they dropped the interest rates that was affecting the mortgage rates. That did not affect the mortgage rate. Just like when the Fed rate was zero a couple of years ago, they thought the interest rate. Sometimes the Fed rate does affect the mortgage, sometimes it doesn't. It mainly affects the short-term loans. We have inflation, we have job reports sometimes that they come off totally off chart, and that affects the rate. There's so many variables to consider, but if I have to guess, the interest rates will be down probably by a point by end of next year. However, I don't think, and I hope I'm right, I don't think that we will see the 2% and 3% in a long time. Because that is like overall is not good for the economy. And if not, they can go and take a look at the
We lost you, Miriam. Miriam froze. Is she on there?
I still see her talking.
Oh, she froze on my computer.
No, she's frozen most recently. Yep.
Oh, we lost Miriam. Well, Miriam, I know you had to get on a 6:45 call.
Sure, I wonder if someone called her and interfered.
Maybe her 6:45 called at 6:35. Anyways, all right, Miriam. Well, thank you for joining with us. Wait a minute. I think she's back. Are you back?
Show on screen.
Huh?
You might have to hit show on stream again.
Here
Oh,
we are.
here we go. Okay, cool.
So what is the last thing you heard?
Last thing we heard was probably interest rates will be down. You hope they're not down to 2.5% or 3% again.
Right.
And I agree with you because if we do see those again, we're in a really bad place in real estate. So we don't want to see those again because that was only there. People just got used to them was the problem.
One advice I will give anyone that's listening and in the fence for purchasing a home, if you don't want to be fighting with 30 other buyers placing the same offer in the home that you like and overbidding just like it was in 2021, 22, or in 2020, I think this is a good time for you to buy. We've seen a lot more action in the market. Sellers are not willing to negotiate as much as they used to a few months ago. Um, so it's going to get worse. So if you wait until the rate drop 1% or 1.5%, you're going to reflect that drop is going to generate so many buyers, and then we're going to have, it's always a, the demand is going to
Right.
create a higher price in the market, and you're going to end up paying more for a home. You're going to end up paying a higher mortgage payments, and you're going to have to fight for a home, waiving inspections, going over asking price. And I am not a buyer that I like to buy under pressure. I buy when I want to buy and at the price I want to pay. So my recommendation is, if you're in the market to buy a home, this this is your last call. Just like when you're at the bar and they have the last drink. This is your
Last
last
call
call.
for alcohol. But you are correct. I mean, and anybody who tries to time the market is never, I don't think, gonna do it correctly and find themselves just like you're talking about, Miriam. You're gonna find yourself and in competition because I'm gonna tell you, along with what Miriam is saying, there's so many people on the fence right now. And you may be one of them out there watching. You might be. There are so many people on the fence right now. And after that election, I guarantee you the floodgates are going to open. And then you're going to see inventory go down, supply and demand, just like what Miriam was saying. And once you have that low supply, multiple offers, you're going to pay more than you would have. And then that's going to totally offset what you think you would save in trying to wait out for a
Right.
lower interest rate.
I agree. And also you can see a lot of, if you just go to Zillow and you can see a lot of prices right now drop, don't let that confuse you. It will drop temporarily because right now people on the fence just like you, right? No purchasing a home right now because they're waiting for the interest rate to drop. But that your value will increase. And the minute the media says that interest rates is low, it's time to buy. I can say it all day long. I do videos, I tell all my social media platform, this is a time to buy, and people don't listen, and they're just going to continue the fence. But the minute the media says that this is time to buy, you will see, like Ira is saying, the floodgate will open, and you end up paying more for that home that have costed you probably $30,000-$40,000 less 2 months
And
ago.
you just have to take into consideration too that prices have come down all year. I mean, I can attest myself in my own listings. We've had to reduce prices, reduce prices, reduce prices. The amount that prices have gone down this year totally offsets what any interest rate might be at this point in time. So if you were timing the market, now is the time because of the fact of how low how low um, prices have gone down. And so I don't think you really want to wait much longer. And if you wait till after the election, might have waited too long. We don't know. So that's kind of what I think. That's what I see. I've been doing this about 25 years now. Every 4 years in these presidential elections, I see people just freeze in place because one side or the other, they're just so afraid of what may or may not happen, and they're not doing anything until after those election results. So I've seen it time and time again. All right, Miriam, well, listen, I know you have a 6:45 telephone call. So I appreciate you coming on this evening. Can we see you next week?
Absolutely. I'll be here next week. One thing I do want to add is always keep in mind, if you already been told no somewhere else, there's a yes that you can find. I'm going to just a very quick story. Someone that was denied by a builder's lender, their preferred lender, two times. And third time, actually, she tried with me and it happened. So we made it work and closed. Don't let your credit score scare you, your current situation, assets. There, we can figure it out. If we cannot figure out for you to close in 30 days, we'll give you a plan to follow and the time frame that will happen if you follow the plan. So don't let that scare you. Don't let your friends, neighbors tell you their story because your story might be totally different. Used to be like if you didn't have 20% down, you cannot buy a home, right? So now there are many programs you have 100% financing. So just always ask the question. Ira, podcast, YouTube channel is amazing. He's a mine of information. You have my information. You can reach out anytime, any day with questions. There's no silly question, and and you can make it happen.
And use Miriam as a consultant as well, because even in the outside chance you might not be able to get a mortgage, she might tell you, look, do this, 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 and this, and we can go ahead and get you that mortgage. So she's a great consultant who can advise you. So even if you don't think you can get one, like she says, still contact her. Let her give you a plan as to how to get to that stage where you can get a mortgage faster if you just follow her guidelines.
Awesome.
Right.
If you have any questions, I still have a few minutes. I can answer them for the audience if you like.
Cool. Does anybody have any questions out there? Let's see here. I'm looking. What's the difference between the rates of a HELOC versus standard 30-year fixed rate?
All right. So the interest rate, the way they're actually compiled by lenders, is based on two factors: credit score, loan to values, which is how much is the value of the home that you're doing the HELOC on, the home equity line of credit versus the loan amount, that percentage. Or if you're buying a home, what is the down payment you put in versus what you're paying for the home? That's what is a loan to value. And then also the loan program or debt to income ratio. Since they asked about conventional conforming, I would say with an average credit score right now, we're running at 5.75 interest rate. That will be a 30-year fixed. There are other programs if you go with FHA or USDA, obviously. So there are government insured programs, so they're slightly cheaper on rate. And over 30-year, the rates is going to be about 3/4% higher. However, the mortgage payment will be higher, so you don't want to be like, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you don't want to go that route. There are other options to get you there faster than just putting yourself on a high mortgage payment. The home equity line of credit is rate. So the home equity line of credit is going to start at prime +1, prime +2, depending on your credit score, loan to value, and debt to income ratio. And that's how it's going to determine at a higher risk, the higher is going to be the percentage that's going to be added to your prime. Correct. When you conventional refinance, you lock your rate today and you lock for the 30, 20, 15-year term that you select. But when you go the home equity line of credit, the prime changes, and hopefully we see that it's going to change to better in the near future. If as prime changes, that can go up or down. The number that you add to that prime rate, it's not going to change. So if you have prime +2 and the prime is 8, so your rate is going to be 10. If the prime is 7, then 7 +2, 9%. So it's going to fluctuate. If my recommendation always on advice is, if you prefer to have a fixed payment and you need the funds today, go ahead and do the refinance. If you're doing it like me, just sometimes I do my home equity just for emergency funds. I do a home equity line of credit. If I get to use like, let's say $50,000, say 10%, so you know you amortize that $50,000 on a line of credit over a 25-year term, versus if you slide your credit card for a home for a $50,000 expense, you're gonna have very high credit card payments. So if you have a specific scenario for your case, could message me and I can quote the rate for you.
Do you do reverse mortgages?
I do in Florida and Georgia. I love them. I just closed a transaction, which was super, super exciting.
So that might be a solution for a lot of people as well.
Yes,
But is your a reverse mortgage?
about 50%, 50% off of whatever it is per month, and have no mortgage payments. And you can refinance too. If you're a homeowner and have equity in a home, and you decide that you no longer want to have a mortgage payment, you can have a monthly income coming into your pockets, and then you can no have a mortgage payment. I saved actually a lady from foreclosure, and it area was very exciting. The villages,
Nice. Oh,
yeah.
very nice. She's very creative. There's a lot of she has a lot of tools in her tool belt there. I guess the main thing is your debt to income, right?
If you have if you have equity in your home and you want to do some debt consolidation, I think even if let's say you're sitting on a 4% to 3% interest rates. So let's say you're paying right now 20%, 22% and other bad debt, you want to have what is called a blended rate, right? So as long as your blended rate is better than what you're paying, and it makes your life more comfortable and not have to be stressing with every single month bills, like I will highly recommend a refinance.
Cool. All right. Let me see if we have any other questions for you here. Since this is kind of new, hopefully everybody can have their questions ready next week.
Also, Miriam's contact info is in the chat and description.
Miriam's contact is, if you click on, okay, yeah. So in our chat room here, you'll see Miriam. And then it has her email address and her phone number. So you can get to her directly. And Miriam's always traveling all over the place, right?
And a war traveler, right?
So she's,
I have to
where
go
are
down
you?
to see you. Right now, today I'm in Jacksonville, but I'll be, well, I guess where your son is, huh?
Yeah, where Joey is. Yep.
Where Joey is. One thing I want to add is the 580 credit score is a minimum credit score. The lower your score, higher is your rate. However, we can help you to look at your credit history and see if we can increase your score before you close in a transaction. We will not charge you any fees for that.
Great. That's awesome. So 580. I thought 620 was minimum.
How about like 700 minimum was 25 years ago, and you needed 35% minimum down payment, right?
Yeah.
So we have come a long ways. And I did not live in the US at that time, but I know when I did my mortgage about 24 years ago, I almost give them my kidney. I don't think I have kidneys anymore. Like it was more difficult than it is nowadays, for sure.
Well, they give you a lot more to work with, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for having me, guys. If you have any questions, I'm a phone call away. And
Okay.
I love working with your team. You do an amazing job serving the community.
So everybody, there's Miriam's information right there in the chat. And then if you forget or need it, give us a call at our office and we're happy to provide it to you. So Miriam, thanks so much. I appreciate all your help, all the information today.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. There we go. So, Scott, that was a great question. Appreciate your question there, Scott Homa. So let me back up just a little bit. I don't want to miss out on anybody. So Jace was right out of the chute. I guess I think Kevin went on a cruise, so that's why we don't see Kevin here today. He went on that rock and roll cruise that he loves. What's the name of that band? Fancy Reagan and Johnny Wild and the Delights. Same band. They just those are alter egos. I'm glad. All you got to do is just get me jump started, Christian. So he's on that cruise, I believe. He told us ahead of time he wouldn't be here. So Janine Kelly from in Ocala, thank you for joining us. Gary, always a pleasure having you giving us. How's Tallahassee, Gary? How? Excuse me. Hold on. We don't need these anymore. So how did Tallahassee fare up there? I know you guys were supposed to get a direct hit, and then I think it went over just a little nudge, just probably saved the day on y'all there. So kind of let us know how you're doing. Pat and Jane are in the house. You forgot to say in the house. That's how they always say it. Pat and Jane in the house. And Elaine, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. And then, of course, Rich A. from Warminster, Pennsylvania. Anyways, looks like all the political candidates are kind of bombarding Pennsylvania between now and next month. Well, tomorrow's October 1st, and then we have a little over a month to go. So from the great state of Michigan, Racer Dude, cool. Been watching those Michigan Wolverines in the big house. I don't know if you're a Spartan or a Wolverine, but we love having you in the house with us every week. That really is very much appreciated. When you and I spoke on the phone a few months ago to see if I could afford to live in the villages, it seemed feasible. With all the increases in CDD, water treatment plants, water infrastructure, SECO, pole rental that will increase CDD. These increases are pricing me out of the villages. Well, Rich, what I can tell you is we have other options. So don't let that deter you from coming down here, because I hear that a lot. And I'm sure if we go over to Del Webb, Stone Creek, you'll find that very affordable, awesome community. I don't know if you've seen some of the Del Webb TV commercials. I've been seeing those a lot online. I like to classify Del Webb, especially Stone Creek, as a country club, not a country club, a resort style community. And what I'm going to do for you right now, what happened to our, you didn't pull anything up?
It would be on here.
Let me see something, everybody. Where's,
why is it blank?
yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Here, go back to 1.
Well, I gotta go back to 1. You mean here?
Yeah, just show yourself. I'm wondering if it's loose when you unplug the headset.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Well, no, well, I don't know.
Here, so now if we do 2 real quick. Cool, you have it.
Okay, there. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So don't forget my buddy Tom Burke. Like I said, we're gonna. I'm gonna ask Mr. Townsend here if he'll set up a GoFundMe page for him, because this guy, unbelievable the loss that he has endured the last few days. Okay, so over here, I'm not gonna. I'm only gonna. I want to just show you a little bit of the community. Is my reason for this. First of all, 505 matches in the villages. So we always, every week, we like to kind of see where the inventory is in the villages. I like to say where the villages goes, everybody follows, it seems like. So, but for this little information, Stone Creek is our Del Webb community. I'm only, well, let's see, how come? Oh, all right. Criteria, go back. We're going to do the city of Ocala. Let's see, Ocala. All right. All right, so what I want to do is I'm just going to randomly choose one of these because only for the map. All right, and this is Del Webb Stone Creek. And let me see here. Oh, okay. So this is the recreation area. First of all, it's not a very big community at all. This right here is the community of Del Webb Stone Creek versus on top of the world is here. Well, it kind of more goes like this. And I don't want to discount on top of the world either. But so this is on top of the world compared to Del Webb Stone Creek compared to the villages, which is over here. And so the villages is all the way from down here. This is all villages area, all the way up to here. So quite a big difference, but I really feel like if you're looking for the best bang for your buck as far as amenities go and as far as HOA fees go, this is the place. So here's your swimming pool. So that's why I say this is kind of a resort style community. This is kind of your walk-in zero entry pool. You can do lap swimming up here. They do water volleyball over here. There's a little island. That's a little island in there, by the way. They have an outdoor hot tub area here, little shaded area. This building right here is the indoor pool. And then they have a fitness center in here. And then they have classrooms and classes and stuff like that. And here is your rec center area, your auditorium. And then this is the newest. So awesome community. They have the virtual golf, right? Where you can golf right inside. And they also have a little bar and grill right inside here. It's really cool. Very nice community. They'll do outdoor events like movie night. Everybody will bring their chairs, do movie night out here. So that is what Stone Creek looks like. They have a golf course. and they have a bar and grill. And then you have On Top of the World even. So On Top of the World has 3 golf courses. It's a little bigger and has a lot of activities in itself. I think if you compare the cost of living in On Top of the World to the villages, Rich, you might find that this is a little bit more affordable for you. So come on down. Let's talk. I'll take and take you over there. Now, if you want me to help you in these communities, then you can't call these communities ahead of time. What you will tell us is you would contact me or Blakely, and then one of us will contact either On Top of the World or Stone Creek or both. Have them send you the brochures from us, and then we'll assign you to some of our preferred agents that are over there at these communities. And then I can, since I'll be assigned to you, I can help you with giving you ideas if you're going to build a home and lot selection and what to do as far as things to select when you're picking out features for your home. I'll watch the construction for you. I'll do a walkthrough for you. I'll do videos of the construction for you. So if you're interested in me helping you out over there, just give us a call. All right. 204, well, area code 352-204-9026. I'll have Christian, well, you all probably know, but I'll have Christian go ahead and put that number up. But again, if you want me to help you with one of these communities, give us a call. If you go right to them, they get your information, and then we come in and we try to come in there with you and try to help you. They're like, oh, no, he's already called ahead. They've already been assigned to an agent, and so I can't really help you from that point forward. So just a little tidbit of information. So, Rich, hopefully that helps. And let's kind of go back to, where are we going to go? I guess we're going to, all right. Let's see here. Oops. Where am I? Live stream. There we are.
Rich A, I think, was the last one.
Okay, so yeah, Rich, if you feel like you're priced out of the villages, don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. And I hear that a lot. You know, I hear also people come to me, oh, the villages is too busy, the villages is too big, the villages is too expensive. And that's another thing. It's not only just the HOA dues, which they're CDD dues here, CDD dues and amenity fee together, and fitness centers fees if you want to use the fitness center here in the villages. All those 3 fees together equal the HOA dues that are over at those other communities. So, but I hear different reasons why the villages isn't for people. So there you go. I mean, that's why we like to do little interviews with people and figure out what's the best for you. Oh, and what I was going to say is homes are less expensive over and On Top of the World and Stone Creek. I would say you could save between 50 and 100,000 over there as well. So if price is an issue, monthly expenses, yearly expenses, overhead expenses are an issue, we have the answer for those, okay? Let's see. Jay, Ira, I feel as old as you do. Wait a minute now. Who's talking about feeling old? Let me go back here.
I think, didn't you mention, like, if you remember this back in the day, the interest rate were this?
Maybe about my friend too. Tom Burt. Don't forget Tom Burt. Okay, cool. So we're past that. Racer dudes in the house. 1% down sounds like we were headed back to 2008. So I kind of agree with you along those lines where the banks were lending you 125% of the value of the home. And that's what crashed the market. All right. Let's see. We're going to get past all this information for Mariem. And then Tammy finally got phone service, was out all day with Verizon. Oh, man. I have Verizon, and I'm really glad I had phone service all day here in Florida. Tallahassee fared pretty good, although I was in Sanford for the weekend. So, man, I was just so worried about the circus tent being blown away again. That was kind of my biggest concern. My daughter graduated, so she's out of there. But still, you know, that was home for her for many, many years. And she really feels, you know, an attachment to Tallahassee, as I do, because I went up there all the time to visit her. So, yeah, we were very concerned about that. Jax, where you been? Thank you for joining us this evening. Hopefully, 6:53. What time did we? Oh, we ended. You just missed Mariem. I think we're going to put Mariem on a little bit later in the show, so we have more people that are watching at that time. I don't know. I'll make a decision between 6:30 and 7. I think we'll ask Mariem to come join us. So next week, mortgage information, bring your questions. Let's put Mariem to work, because I think there's a lot out there that we need to talk about.
Mortgage Mondays with Mariem.
Mortgage Mondays with Mariem. I like it.
And Jack said she did watch Mariem.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just now popping your little head up on there. That's cool. So, Jax, I appreciate the rock star status. But like I said, we have a real rock star. I don't know if he's even still on here, and Jace Gallagher. But Jace lives up there in Maryland, but he does come down here once a month, and he plays a bunch of venues. Like he was here, when was he?
Last Friday or Saturday?
He was here a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And he played at Tierra del Sol and got rained out. Then he played Sawgrass Grove. Then he played, which we all from this office we like to gather and have a great time with Jason at World of Beer in Brownwood. So once a month, we were there. Do we have pictures of that? Did we show pictures of that at all?
I have pictures from when you played.
No. Let me see my phone. So, hold up. Because we had a special guest. We had a special guest that night. Let's see, let me get rid of this. And let's see here if I can run into this real quick.
Yeah, we only have the ones from Skip.
Huh?
We only have the Skip photos from your.
Oh, then we showed those.
Okay.
Showed those last week.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so some of you may remember my listing from hell on Cimarron Avenue, which had the vault in it. So guess what? We removed that vault. And let me see if I have pictures of, well, I know I do, but I think I sent them to other people. So let me just kind of peek through some of this stuff. Excuse me. Let me see if this is okay. Okay, I know where it is. So I'm going to give AB Drywall a shout out because they're going to help me with this, right? Wonder how I get rid of these. Oh, there we go. All right, you guys. So this is. So this just happened today. Well, actually, I found out about it yesterday. So that's what the vault looks like. I mean, that's what the room looks like without the vault. But, oops. There was a lot of damage that happened when we were removing the vault. And this is, let me see if I have it. Let's see, I don't have it on this one. I think I have it here. Let me scroll by. So if I can just, let me get you a little closer. So there's, whoops, there we go. So right there, is where something damaged the wall. But what really happened was on the other side of the wall was the master bedroom. Whoops. So, as I was saying, we closed on this house today, but we had to put a bunch of money in escrow because now we got to get all this fixed. and I was up in the attic taking pictures, making sure there wasn't bearing walls and damage, too much damage like that. So I am in charge of getting this all put back together as if it never happened. So that's kind of, so the fun never stops with this home, and the fun continues with Cimarron. Even though I closed on it today, I told the new, which the seller agreed. The buyer wanted that vault out of there, and he wanted an office put in its place. Well, we had to remove the wall that separated from where the vault room was from the garage. So that wall had to come down, and now we got to put it back up. Then I have to put flooring all down there. I have to repair all the drywall. I've got to paint it. And then they want a closet in there. They want a doorway from the inside of the house into the office area. So the fun continues as I get that. I'm going to go ahead and make a video of all of this, okay? So I've been taking pictures of the whole process of the vault coming down. So be on alert for this new video with the vault coming down. And I have some video, I have some pictures, and we're going to put all that together. I'm going to go out there tomorrow. I'm going to start with an introduction to this new video I'm going to make for everybody so you can kind of see what's going on. So anyways, thankfully, I'm a contractor and I can do all this stuff and make sure it's done and it's done right. So that's kind of where we're at with that. All right, so Tammy, she'll be finally moving into her new house. And that's, so Tammy, it looks like you've changed your name from Tamajama now to just Tammy. Is that the way it is over there, Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Just Tammy?
Yep.
Yeah, she changed up on me. I wish I was there now, but finishing up hubby's doctor and dental appointments here in Wisconsin. Then you got to vote. Don't forget to vote. Tom and Lauren, welcome in the house. Appreciate you jumping on with us tonight. And if you get a chance, if you didn't catch Mariem, our mortgage lender, on earlier in the show, go back and rewatch. A lot of good information. And Mariem will be back next week. I think, like I said, though, I'm going to put her on a later time, okay? This way, wow, we don't have a lot of people on tonight, do we?
We were at 34 earlier, now down to 25.
So, so there you go. Don't know what happened, Jax. As far as I had the demo guys in there, I had the head dude, and then he brought his workers over there, and all three of them were looking, and like he's like, and I'm like, so what happened? How'd that happen? And they're like, oh, well, that must have been like that before we took the vault down. That was already there. And I said, really? Well, let me show you something. And we walked into the master bedroom, And I said, that wasn't there before the vault was taken down. So no, that was not damaged and there behind the vault. This was done while things were being taken down. And nobody has a clue as to how or why that happened. All I know is they're making good for it. And they're paying for it, and they're getting it. So I'm happy. I don't have a problem with this company. They stepped up, and they are making sure that it's getting repaired. Excuse me. Let me get a drink here. So my job continues. Here's the kicker. I'm not getting paid a dime. I didn't get paid a dime to renovate this entire house. Now, I got paid to sell it, but I didn't get paid as a contractor to renovate the whole house. I maintained the house for 6 months, and now I continue to put forth all this work and effort out of the goodness of my heart. So that's the only way I can say it. Because the reality of it all is, I was just totally blessed, and that's the only way I can describe it. Because we were 5 months and about 25 days into my 6-month listing agreement with this seller. And he was going to jump ship on me. So, like I said, I was blessed with the fact that I got these buyers that came along and purchased the home. So that's why I'm saying to me, it was a God thing where all this came about 2 days before my listing was getting ready to expire. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So there you go. But you know what? Actually, in the whole scheme of things, I enjoy doing construction, and I'm actually going to open up a construction company because I feel like there is a huge need for a construction company to do renovations here in this village's area. Excuse me. Because I'm doing another project on Hazelwood for Craig and Pam. And so, and not only that, but Jamie Miller, as everybody knows, hopefully y'all know, she graduated with her master's degree from Florida State University. Go Noles. I used to be this, and now I'm this. And so Jamie is working for a company now doing renovations. So I could always fall back on her to get this construction company up and going. All right, so your house was done. Oh, okay, cool. This is one of the people helping me out with the house. So we had it totally cleaned today. So that was cool. Where did I go with that? Oh, my construction company. So I'm finding a need Now we had a remodeling company come in and talk to Craig and somebody who I knew about totally gutting the kitchen. Oh, that's another video that I'm going to make, Christian, is that total kitchen gut that we did. We filled in the window. Don't let me forget to do a video on that tomorrow. But and so the guy said, yeah, well, I can probably get to you about February, maybe March. And I know the company that Jamie works for, they're like 6 months to a year out. So look, I'm seeing that there's definitely a need out there for someone to do renovations in a timely manner. And so that's why I decided, hey, I've got this contractor license, might as well go ahead and put some good use to it. You may see I Am Realty and construction, or I Am Realty and Jamie doesn't like I Am Realty and renovations. So I don't know.
I am renovations.
Huh?
I am renovation. Like go off the I am theme.
Well, I was doing I Am Realty and renovations to kind of support both the real estate company and the renovations, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on. It may never get off the ground. Who knows? But I know I have Jace out there who's wanting to do some stuff to his house, possibly if Jamie's company can't get over there in a timely manner when he needs it done, then maybe I can help him out there. I know I'm helping Craig out, and I'm doing Cimarron. So I have a lot going on, as if I didn't have enough to do. All right. So they will take my packages inside my home. Such a great, huh? Who's they, Tammy? Starting to ship down boxes this week. Hired, house sitters. Party of Empty Nest program. So all right, so let's see here. They will take one. Okay, such a great service. All right, whatever, Tammy. I mean, anyways, we were watching a video of someone's house in the Villages behind the drywall, no insulation, just block wall. Is this normal? No. Really? So when you see my next video on the home on Hazelwood, which is one of the ones that I'm redoing, we blocked in one of the windows because in the breakfast nook, because they're wanting to take all the cabinets from the kitchen and extend it all the way across where that window was. Well, when we blocked it all in, now we have to put a 1/2 inch, well, actually it's 3/4 inch insulation and a 1/2 inch, what we call furring strips on the wall, and then you put your drywall over it. So I'm just sitting here thinking how that could even happen, because there is an insulation inspection that's supposed to happen before the drywall goes up. So I'm just wondering, but if it's a block wall, you need some kind of insulation between that block wall and the drywall. Simply because if nothing else, if not for for insulation purposes, for moisture barrier purposes, because this insulation board has like metal foil on either side of it. But the block, the block could get moisture coming through, because a lot of times you'll see settlement cracks, and you want to make sure you have a good insulation, not only for insulation purposes, but for a moisture barrier as well. So that is not normal. And I'd like to see that video, actually. Let's see if you want to send that to me at ira@imrealty.org. I'd love to see that video.
Or homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com.
Or homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com. The reason I'm using ira@imrealty.org now is because homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com always has been a little long, but it was easy to say. However, I always have to say homes, Homes, to make sure nobody put home around the villages, and make sure they made it homes, plural, around the villages. So, we were watching, okay, any suggestions on buying mattress and a washer and dryer to be delivered? So washers and dryers, I got a really good open box deal at Best Buy. So I would suggest either Best Buy or Lowe's are my two go-to places. There's also a place in Ocala called Setzers, Setzers, Setzers Appliances. Great customer service. If that's what you're really into, they're pretty competitive with these big box stores like Best Buy and Lowe's. So Setzers in Ocala might be somebody you want to check for a washer and dryer. Mattresses, oh man. So Kane's Furniture usually has a lot of mattress sales. I mean, I bought mine from Sears before Sears went away. I'm probably due for a new mattress, actually, and if I do get one, it'll be from Kane's Furniture. So that's who I think you should really check out. Ira, I just emailed Mariem. I think she may be able to help me. Absolutely, Gary, she can help you. And she's got great customer service. She's a sweetheart. You're going to love her. If you want to contact my office, okay, there you go. Thank you, Christian. Thanks, Ira. I am not ready to buy yet, getting my current house ready, but it'll take at least 6 months or so. And that's just fine and dandy, Rich. We're here for you when you're ready, and we'll take you through and show you all your options. And then you make a choice. Okay, so what part of Maryland is he from? Oh my gosh. I guess it's around the Baltimore area, I believe, just outside of DC, from my understanding. But look up Jay Paris, and I think there's a bio or something in there. Gotta run. See you next week. Okay, Tammy, see you next week. And thank you for joining us this evening. Racer Girl. What is that, Racer Girl? Oh, it's a hi. How you doing? Or is it a bye? Might be a bye for Tammy. All right, Jeff and Loretta here. Super happy we closed. So, yeah, well, I don't even know where we should go with that, Jeffrey. But Jeff is happy that they closed because we got them a deal on their home in Homosassa, and the new buyers got flooded. Their new home probably a week after they closed in Homosassa. This home that Jeff sold flooded out. So I reached out to the new buyers and I asked them, hey, do you need any help? And they go, no, we pretty much got it all gutted, except now they just have to cut the drywall up probably about a foot or probably about 2 feet up, cut all the drywall out because it got soaked and you don't want mold to build behind your drywall. And so I told them, I said, look, if you need to pull any permits, let me know. I've got a contractor's license and I'd be happy to pull permits for you for free. Not going to charge her. I just sorry that happened, you know, and it is what it is. I mean, it was good for Jeff. The timing couldn't have been any better. Jay Shaw, didn't know you're on, but thank you for joining us this evening. And he's probably already gone because I think I'm a little bit behind. He said have to leave at 7:20. How does it work with people who have stone in their flower beds during the hurricane? Does all that rock go flying? Nah, I have stone in my beds. Because if you have mulch, now that mulch is going to flow away with all the rain. At least the rock doesn't go anywhere. The water will definitely hold that rock down. So yeah, you don't have to, oh, a nice Jewish boy. Bye, Jay. So there we go. The I Am group of companies. Hey, I like that. That has a little ring to it, Jeff. So Gary, I'm originally from Cantonsville, Maryland, outside of Baltimore. Hey, I'll have to ask if he's probably gone, but I haven't seen Cody on for a while either. Now that I think about it, that's his son. He used to join us. I wrote that down, Gary. I'll have to ask him. So, Jeff, Loretta, thank you all for joining us this evening. I guess I have got you caught up. Jax is out of here too. So, hey, I guess we're out of here as well.
Oh, Tangerine.
Tangelo.
Tangerine.
All right. Do we have pictures?
Yeah, I put some on the MLS. They all should be up there.
Oh,
There'll be even better ones tomorrow when I have time to fully edit them, but you have at least one of each.
okay. All right, you guys. Before we leave, I'm going to go through my new listing with you all. And I'll probably just, since we were busy editing them and putting them on our in the new listing, I would like to take this opportunity to show you my latest and greatest home on 1269 Tangelo Lane, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,860 square feet, living area, bond paid. Absolutely no bond on this home. It is a 2.5 car garage. Stunning 2012 designer. It's called a Bougainvillea. So, Christian, go ahead and in that marketing description, take out where it says more photos coming soon, because they are here. This one, so very open floor plan. This is the dining room over here, living room over here. And there's a good shot of the dining room in itself. Dining room showing you the kitchen. Really nice picture frame, backing. Little breakfast nook over in this area. We have a little island and little bar up here. That's a little more on the island. I mean, the breakfast nook area. So, Christian, you see where that TV is in the living room?
Yes.
We're going to want to put a front picture of this house in there.
Okay.
So that's guest bedroom. This is the third bedroom. This is the front guest bedroom, and no closet in this bedroom. Where this treadmill is, that's where normally the closet is. So maximum room in here without a closet. Guest bathroom. This is the master. Beautiful tray ceiling with some crown molding up in there. There you go. His and her closets. Love the separation of the sinks and the master bath. Walk-in Roman shower.
Racer Girl asks, are those posts removable by the kitchen?
They are. They are not bearing walls. A lot of people ask about that, if they can be taken out. And yes, those can definitely be taken out. So good question. And thank you for asking that. But yes, they can be removed. This is the enclosed lanai with its own little air conditioner up there, that little mini split they call it. I'm not sure if that's a Mitsubishi or not, but those mini splits are very economical and put out a lot. So that's a good shot. And there you go. So we're going to have some, I was going to take some drone shots, but it started raining. So all right, so we're going to clean these photos up, though. We just threw them in there for tonight, but we haven't edited them at all. So we're going to put them through our editing program, and then I think we'll see a lot nicer details to the pictures. Okay, so again, thank you for checking this out. I'm going to show it one more time, probably more at the beginning of the Monday Night Live next week. All right, so
There's some left comment.
any last messages that we have here? Let me go through this. All right. So I don't see that.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, hi, Dad. How's Mom? Wow. What is that? The Villages.
Skip.
Huh?
It's Skip.
Skip Smith. Buddy. I'm so glad you hopped on there. Mom's doing great. I appreciate you asking. So, yeah, last week we kind of showed.
You have your hat by you.
Oh yeah, hey Skip. How you like my hat? By the way, how do I get on Google Drive?
Just start typing drive at the top. And then enter.
Google Drive. I don't know. Where's my photos for Mr. Smith?
If you just type photos at the top.
Right here?
Well, no, like if you want to go to Google Photos. Here, I can see the mouse for a second.
You said type photos.
At the top bar, the Omni bar. Or if you click those squares in the corner, one of them should be photos.
Where? Here?
No, a little over.
Here?
Yep. And then just scroll down. There you go. And then click your face in the corner. And scroll down to the villages.
Man, this is too complicated, dude. Where?
The villages expert, go back up.
I should go back to that. I like that name.
And then just scroll down. It should be, probably, there you go.
There we are. There we are, Dad. Front and center. He's the man. So I'm going to end it by saying we're going to let everybody know. Pat and Jane, thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to let everybody know when we're going to be at Brownwood. Maybe we'll have the honors of Mr. Skip Smith joining us again in a couple weeks when Jason's back, because we like to support my man, my rocker dude. This is a collector's item now. That's cool.
Which Ira will have his own soon.
Yeah. Okay, so Pat and Jane, thank you very much. I can't even get over to my scrolling anymore here. Well, maybe I just need to kind of go back here and make myself grow up to be a big boy. There we go. So have a great weekend. All right. Skip, thank you very much for showing up. Appreciate it. As always, we need to get together and go out to dinner together. Racer dude, go Lions. I don't think he ever told me whether he was for the Spartans or the Wolverines. So let's see. Thanks for Christian for all you do. Looks like everybody's checked out. So it'll be nice to go ahead. Everybody, don't forget next week, Mariem Bennett with Fairway Mortgage. She'll be in the house again like she was. We'll put her on a little bit later in the show. I'm going to show you my newest listing after we've edited those photos. And then any suggestions for the show, we would love to hear them. I'd love to get an insurance person on here and get some of that information. But that's been a little bit difficult to do. And if anybody's watched 60 Minutes last night, you probably understand now why it's hard to get an insurance guy on here. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. All right, y'all. We're going to see you hopefully next week. I'll be here. Hopefully you all will be here, and we will continue the process. We will continue answering questions, bring in information to you, and then answer your questions. So everybody have a good evening. Thank you for joining tonight, and we will see you next week right here, Monday Night Live, Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel.